Hey,
I won't tell her a thing from now on. And it's gonna get even
why don't we
worse.
go hunting together?
With two, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything
Really?
about
How
hunting
interesting.
then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
That's terrible.
No.
Then it wouldn't be worth. Come back
That's an
when
open
you.
secret. I don't believe that. And it's gonna get even worse. But that's terrible. Who says things like that?
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
From the city.
Well. Then what are you doing wandering around out here, so far from the protective walls of the city?
These are bad times.
What's so dangerous out here?
Many things. I bet you'll be yelling for my help after the next bend in the road.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Just assuming I would fall back on your help. How much would that cost me?
I am merely a humble servant of the king, and would not enjoy fleecing a helpless little citizen of the realm. But you know, if you put it like that, I wouldn't object to a little financial backing to promote our future business relationship. 10 gold coins should do for starters. What do you think?
That's not what I heard.
Why not? Here's your 10 coins.
Terrific. If you need my help, you know where to find me. But please do me a favor. Don't come to me with any trifles. I can't stand that, you hear?
Don't tell this to anyone. Someone's gonna do the work. I won't tell her a thing from now on. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Come here, you filthy beast.
All right.
One
So
less
much for
monster
you, filthy
around.
beast.
Nothing to be had there.
Come here, you filthy beast.
Another one of those things.
One less
All
monster
right.
around.
So much for you, filthy beast.
Hey, you! What's up?
It's been a long time since we've seen a stranger on our land who didn't want to skin us. I hope I'm not wrong about you. I'm Egil, and the strange bird over there is my brother Anim.
How's the field work going?
Great, if those miserable field raiders weren't constantly destroying our harvest.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
You're joking. Since I've been on this farm, I've killed so many of the beasts that I've lost count. But alas, new ones keep coming.
Hey! Who are you?
My name is Anim. I'm one of the field hands. And the half-pint over there is my brother Egil. We've been working here on the farm for Akil for several years.
How's the field work going?
Do you want to help? There's another hole back there. Grab it and then head for the field. You just have to make sure that the field raiders don't surprise you. They'll tear your arm right off with one bite.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
I've killed more of them than I can count. The only problem is they keep coming back.
Your brother told me the same.
What? That loafer? He always disappears just as soon as the beasts come onto our land. He shouldn't be talking such nonsense.
Hey!
Those cutthroats are threatening my husband. We are citizens of the town, loyal to the king, and the mercenaries are planning to rob us. Now don't you just stand there, do something. Help us.
That's nothing new.
And there's more, believe me.
They all ran like rabbits. I was completely alone.
I've got no time for things like that.
He should have known better.
I'm staying out of it.
That'll only cause more trouble.
And there's more, believe me.
Put away that weapon.
You're in for it now.
I'm gonna rip you.
He should have known better.
Hey! Is there a problem?
No, everything's fine. It would be better if you left now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, everything's fine. I can't talk to you now.
There have been all...
Whatever it is that brought you here, you had better forget it and hit the road. Hey, Yoko, have you lost your way? Go back to your field and pull up a few turnips.
No one really wants to hear that.
Nothing's going to change about that.
Everything all right?
As soon as anyone says anything wrong around here, the dance starts.
That's
So watch your
totally
step or there'll
obvious.
be a slaughter.
Will you join the
Been
fight?
there, done that.
I'm not just gonna stand here when the ruckus starts,
Nobody ever
but
asks me.
I'm not gonna push it either.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
It can't go on like this forever.
Same old thing all over again.
Who told you that?
It had to happen sooner or later.
Nothing's going to change about that.
And there's more, believe me.
Well, I could have told you that before.
Can't rely on that.
Nothing's going to change about that.
Been there, done that.
He was falling down drunk.
Same old thing all over again.
Do you really think?
He really should have known better.
That'll only cause more trouble. You're in for it now!
So much for you.
Thank Innes. I thought my time had run out. My name is Akil. I've farmed this humble piece of land.
Who were those?
Those were mercenaries from Onar's farm. Those bastards don't know anything but plunder and murder. I'd been fearing the worst. Well, thank Innes it didn't come to that. Tell me, what can I do for you?
What about a few gold pieces?
I'm afraid to disappoint you. We're poor farmers. It's just enough to live on. All I can offer you is a meal. Go to Katie and let her take care of you.
Have you heard anything about missing citizens?
Don't make me laugh. Heard of them? Some of my own people are missing. Tonak and Telbor used to work on my fields until 3 days ago. And I know exactly that they wouldn't up and leave the farm just like that. And yet they've simply vanished and no one can tell me where they went. If you happen to find out what's become of them, be sure to let me know, will you?
What did the mercenaries want from you?
You don't know that? Onar, the landowner, hired them. They guard his farm and collect the rent for him. And that means they go from farm to farm and take whatever they want. And whoever can't pay gets a taste of their steel.
You know your way around this area.
Sure. What do you want to know?
What is there in the woods behind your farm?
There's just a whole bunch of monsters back there. And the wolves are the least dangerous. A few bandits are also said to have their caves there. Well, they've left my farm alone so far.
Where can I find Onar's farm?
Just go back down the stone steps and follow the road to the east. At some point, you come to a tavern. From there, you go farther east until you come to the big fields. That's where the mercenaries hang out.
What is that tavern to the east of here?
Ask Randolph. He knows more about it than I do. He's been there a few times.
I've got to go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
can't read that.
You're in for it now.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Just look at that mess under the bridge over there. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. Those swine should be exterminated, I tell you.
What happened?
I was traveling with my helpers when those horrible brutes came jumping on my cart out of the blue and butchered everybody. I'm lucky that I still know how to dish out a decent right hook, or they would have killed me too.
Who were those people?
The bandits. Who else? They took over the bridge up there. They rob everybody who tries to pass the bridge. I knew they were lurking up there, so I passed under the bridge instead. But my cart and my goods must have been too tempting for them. Those scumbags simply jumped from the bridge directly onto my cart. I should have tried to steal past in the night.
That stuff there under the bridge is yours?
The cart, the goods, everything.
Look, I collected some of your stuff for you.
You can keep it. None of it is really of any value to me. The only thing that's irreplaceable are the 3 stone tablets they stole from me.
Stone tablets?
The water mage in town wants to buy them from me, and I promised he'd get them. I must have them back at any cost, or my reputation will be tarnished.
What would a water mage want with them?
He said he was going to study them, and asked me to bring him more.
Where did you get those stone tablets?
I found them near old buildings, such as mausoleums, or sometimes in caves. I've already sold a whole bunch of them to the water mages in town. They're pretty rare down here, though. I found most of them northeast of Corinus.
Why don't you simply go looking for new ones?
During that melee with the bandits, I sprained my ankle. I can still hobble along, but I don't want to walk very far on this foot.
You managed to drive back the bandits?
Yes, but I'm sure they're still up there on the bridge.
Can you teach me how to hit hard like that?
Of course I can.
Are you a citizen of the town?
Haven't been in ages, boy. There's no love lost between me and the corrupt swine in the upper quarter of Corinus. I used to have quite a bit of influence there, you know, but that was months ago.
About those stone tablets, I've got one here.
Thank you. Now I'm still missing 2. I'll pay you for them, of course.
Show me your wares.
I can't sell you anything. All my stuff lies over there. I can only sell you something once I get home, but I won't.
I've got no time for things like that.
You don't have to ask me.
Can't rely on that.
That's nothing.
Same old thing all over again. Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
Nothing's ever gonna change.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Do you
never get this open without the right key.
I'm staying out of it.
I know nothing about picking locks.
I've got no time for things like that.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
I couldn't get away with that.
There've been all kinds of rumors.
That's no secret.
Those are all just rumors.
He really should have known better.
That's nothing new.
Things I could tell you.
It's exactly what I said.
Can't rely on that.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
That will never change.
Nothing to be had
Nothing
there.
That's totally obvious.
The things I could tell you.
Nobody ever asked me.
Nobody wants to know.
He was falling down drunk.
That's no secret. You just have to listen.
He never would have thought of that himself.
You don't have to tell me that.
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be choosy.
You don't have to tell me that.
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here. And that's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
Things I could tell you.
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple.
Easy as that.
We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins. The loser pays the tab and a steak. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
You just have to listen.
Could I bet on someone else, though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you.
Rely on that.
Everybody pays the same amount into a pot. The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse.
That's the truth.
Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
You listened to the wrong people.
Did anything else of interest happen?
Not that I know of. Nobody tells me anything.
Will it ever change?
And there's more, believe me.
You listened to the wrong people.
That will never change.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That will never change.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And that's the truth.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Who are you anyway? That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
Couldn't care less.
No, he insisted he knew better.
Tell me that isn't true.
That's not what I heard.
It had to happen sooner or later.
There's nothing you can do about it.
What do you want from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
No idea. You tell me.
You're talking about Diego.
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
Gold? We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it? Drink your way through it in a tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you'd knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
That's no secret.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
Don't have to tell me that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I never knew that.
Weapons? The mercenaries have weapons.
Ah, interesting. I heard that the fat farmer Onar had hired the boys. Not too bad for a landlubber. Not a bad idea, but I really should pay them a visit.
That was no big deal.
Provisions? You're in a tavern.
The stupid barman won't hand anything over unless you pay him for it.
No one really wants to hear that.
I can't help you.
Oh, you don't want to. I remember that. You can count on it.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Wait a minute.
Nobody wants to.
One more thing.
We've been gabbing too much already.
That's all just gossip.
Tell me that isn't true.
Will it ever change?
You don't have to tell me that.
You hardly know who to believe.
There's another of those scummy beasts.
It had to happen sooner or later.
That's really not my problem.
One less monster around.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
And there's more, believe me.
I agree with you completely.
The things I could tell you.
That was obvious all along.
I couldn't care less.
That's really not my problem.
That will never change.
You listen to the wrong people.
That will never change.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing to plunder.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
All right. So much for
Who
you,
wants to know?
filthy beast.
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
I've killed a beast or two on occasion.
Ha! You probably flattened a few weevils in the fields and chased a couple of rats from their holes. We're dealing with orcs here. Well, yeah, and with those scummy city guards.
Do you mean real orcs? Those big things?
I'm talking about... Just a moment. Are you trying to pull my leg?
Oh, far be that from me.
You worm! You're really asking for it, huh? And come and show me what you've got, you hero!
Only kidding.
Yeah, right. Draw on your horns. Just get out of my sight. What do you want, you wimp?
I want to find out more about the mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. But why am I telling that to you, you wuss?
How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me.
What was your business with the mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
Will you look at that?
What do you want?
Have you joined the city beggars? Looks like it. I'll tell you something. No matter what you're wearing, I can see right through you. To me, you're just a greasy little idler, nothing more.
What's your problem?
I know people of your sort. All talk, no guts. I detest somebody who dresses up all important and brags about his heroic deeds. Just yesterday, I slugged one of the boys here in the mouth because he claimed he could bring down a black troll with one hand tied behind his back.
So what?
What's that supposed to mean? So what? Have you ever seen a black troll, Big Mouth? Do you have any idea how big those monsters are, man? If you just get one step too close to them, they'll tear you to pieces.
Black troll, no problem.
You're asking for it, huh? I ought to rip your head off. But I've got a better idea. If you're such a great fighter, then prove it.
What's in it for me?
Stupid question. Your honor and your jaw in one piece?
That's not a whole lot, is it?
Shall we say, I'll pay you a ton of money if you bring me the hide of a black troll. How's that sound?
Better.
Then what are you waiting for?
First tell me how to get the hide off the troll.
Come back once you've had more experience.
Everything else all right?
Don't babble so much. Go and get me that black...
How's it going?
The king's troops aren't exactly welcome on the farm. A lot of people here may talk to you anyway, but you certainly won't make yourself popular.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants, but Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
That's all just gossip. It can't go on like this forever. I'm not telling you anything new.
Tell me that isn't true. He thinks it's as easy as that.
No, he insists exactly what I said. Do you really believe that?
He thinks it's as easy as that.
You listen to the wrong people. It can't go on like this forever. That's all just gossip.
You don't have to tell me that. No one really wants to hear that.
You hardly know who to believe these days. I'm no better off myself.
I used to say that myself. It was his decision, wasn't it?
That's all just gossip.
Better to watch out.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I'm staying out of it. The things I could tell you.
That's really not my problem.
There've been all kinds of.
Do you really believe that?
Had to happen. No idea. You tell me.
See that? I can't help.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
No idea. You tell me.
Do you really believe that?
You already know what I think.
That's really not my problem.
It had to happen. I couldn't get away with that.
That's not what I heard.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
Nothing amazes me.
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn. But don't lie down in a mercenary's bed by mistake. Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone. But with strangers who don't belong on the farm, the mercenaries can do whatever they like.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I couldn't get away with that. No idea. You tell me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Who said that?
But no,
It's better to watch out who you tell what.
It was his decision, wasn't it? Never change.
that's not what I heard.
You have to feel sorry for the poor.
That's
What do you want from me?
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity in ranged weapons.
Let's wait and see what happens.
that doesn't surprise me. Would have gone about it differently.
I couldn't care less.
Hey, where you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here. Just don't let any militia in here. Those were his exact words.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
He and I go way back.
You're a pal of Lee's? I don't believe a word. But go on in. If he doesn't recognize you, you'll know it. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else.
Where did you pick that up then?
That's been known a long time.
What's up? Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then. But some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Yorks. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. but Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
Any news?
You made the wrong choice. You could have been one of us.
Hey! What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right, and most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be?
I collect old coins.
I've got an old coin here.
Show me. Oh yeah? That won't bring much on the open market. I'll pay you a gold piece for it. Exactly as much as it used to be worth.
It's a deal.
Good. If you have any more of those, you'll know where to find me.
Interested in some more old coins?
Sure. Do you still have any?
A few.
Thanks. Here's your money. Bring me all you can find.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few. And I caught them all.
I've got my own opinion about that. Nothing amazes me anymore. Let's wait and see what happens. That was obvious all along.
And that's the truth.
Do you really think? Of course we got. As if I didn't have enough problems. That's been known a long time. I hardly know what to believe anymore. Will it ever change? I'm in enough trouble as it is. Is it really true? It was just like you said. I've got my own opinion about that.
Hello, pretty girl.
What do you want?
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
Has anything significant happened lately?
The militia attacks on the neighboring farms are getting more frequent. Only a question of time until my father will intervene.
Show me your wares.
What can I offer you?
Hey, you!
Who let you in here? What are you
what's
doing
up?
here on my farm?
He really should have known better.
I want to work for you.
I don't need a farmhand right now. My people see to everything else. You have no business here in the house, so get out.
Everything all right here on the farm?
Our hospitality does not extend to the troops of the king.
I want to work here as a mercenary.
You? A mercenary? Don't make me laugh. If you were any good as a mercenary, Lee would have told me about you. Now get yourself out of here, pronto.
You're revolting against the city, or so I've heard.
Now listen up. I inherited this farm and this land from my father, and he inherited it from his father. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
I hardly know what to believe anymore. It's a bad business. I've got my own opinion about that. That's all just gossip.
Everything fine with you?
If it's something important, go talk to Lee. Otherwise, leave me alone.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Touching that.
I agree with you completely.
That's the first I've heard of it.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace. Too bad that you had to join up with them, of all people.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
He really didn't deserve that.
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him.
Get that from me.
But the way things are, there's no point.
Is it really true?
Poor devil.
You have to step in and sort things out.
I see you placed yourself in the service of the paladins. You can't become a mercenary anymore now, but who knows, maybe you can do one or two things for me, or me for you. We'll see. In any case, I wish you all the best. But don't even think of pulling the wool over my eyes, got it?
I've got my own opinion about that.
Is it really true?
You have to step in and sort things out.
I never knew that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That doesn't agree with you no big deal.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Over again.
All that what I is the strength.
Been there, done that.
So don't tell me that.
That's no secret.
All kinds of rumors.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I'm staying out of it.
People.
I don't believe this is gonna change. You don't have to ask me more trouble.
I'm not telling you anything new.
You don't have to ask me this before.
I used to say that myself.
Bad business.
I would better to watch out who you tell what.
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
Sure.
I'm staying out of it.
Anything's possible.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
Sooner or later.
I wouldn't have done possible.
Been there, done that.
I have my sources.
I could have told
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
That's totally obvious.
He really should have known better.
Nobody ever asks me.
Hey, you!
That isn't true.
Nobody ever asks for that money to cause more trouble.
That's really not my problem.
That will never change.
How's it going?
The king's troops aren't exact. A lot of people here may talk.
Same old thing all over again.
Is it really true?
No idea. You tell me.
Damn it.
Hey! What's up?
People from the city aren't welcome here.
The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal, huh?
What's up?
People from the city aren't welcome.
The mercenaries?
Most of them, I bet.
Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for conversation. I'm totally
What's
wrecked.
up? You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
What can you tell me about the farm?
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The kitchen is in the building with the smithy in front. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs. But they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions?
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
Fine. Here's 30 for you.
That was a damn good price, too. We can start as soon as you're ready.
What about forging equipment?
What do you need?
listen to
I've got
the
no
wrong
time
people.
for things like that.
Me.
I've got no time
I
for
wouldn't
things like that.
exactly what I said. I never knew that.
No one really wants to hear that.
Differently.
You don't have to tell me that.
Let's wait and see what happens.
No idea. You tell me.
I wouldn't have done nothing.
That's the truth. That's no secret.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Hey, you!
Damn it. What's up?
What about
What do you need?
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Yeah, he really said that.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Will it ever change?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
You don't even know how to hold a sword.
Leon himself was after him.
That's all just gossip. That's exactly what I said.
Wait a minute.
To step in and sort things out.
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
Pick that up.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
That's not what I heard.
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
I'm not telling you anything new.
What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget.
No idea. You tell me.
If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
I couldn't
Quite
care
simple.
less.
We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive.
Anything new.
So I'll pull the thing off nice and
Can't
inconspicuously.
rely on that.
If he doesn't see that,
Show me your...
I don't have any...
he insisted he knew better. That's not what I heard. Will it ever change?
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
These days.
Been there, done that.
You know who to believe
Enough trouble as it is.
I wouldn't have done it.
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swamp weed from him. Would you know anything about that?
No.
Where's the package?
What do I know?
I'll knock it out of you.
Relax, I'm way too stoned to fight with you. Here, first take a big toke.
Where's the package?
What do I know?
That's all just gossip.
Never pick a fight with me again.
Get it.
That's all just gossip.
Hey!
Everything you hear.
I wouldn't have done that. I'd have gone about it differently.
I've got no time for things like that. No one.
You don't have to hardly know who to believe these days.
You don't have to tell me that.
Thanks for the gold.
Those are all
Nothing to be had there.
Been there, done that.
There've been all kinds of rumors. I agree with you completely. You don't have to
Things
ask
I
me
could tell you.
Well, we'll see the next time.
that. That doesn't surprise me.
Wait a minute.
Blabbermouth, you told Cypher I took his weed.
Better to watch out myself. When you tell one.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Sometimes I let some vengeful swamp weed.
No idea, you tell me.
I never knew that. I don't believe this is gonna change.
Hey! You really gave Dar what for? Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, that felt good.
Not to him, I suppose.
The little beggar has no business going through my chest.
I don't know who to believe these days.
No idea. You tell me.
So don't tell me that. That was quite obvious. From my opinion.
It was his
That's
decision.
really not my problem.
Hey, you!
Militar himself was after him. I'm no better off.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost.
Got my own opinion himself was after him. That's not what I heard. Of course we got it. First I've heard of it. Not my problem. He never would have thought of that.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
Himself was after him. Nothing amazes me.
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith, and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
I hardly know what to believe.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform, and then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Can you teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better.
It's no secret.
I want to learn more about archery.
What should I teach you?
Been there, done that.
Just gotta believe these days. That's the first I've heard of it.
It happens sooner or later.
I couldn't
That's
care less.
really not my problem.
I've
heard of
been there,
things.
done that.
His decision.
Hey,
Differently.
Where'd you pick that up?
how are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
Known better.
I used to say that myself.
That will never change. We would be completely.
I'm staying out of it.
What's up?
What do you want?
Are you guarding the farmers?
We guard not only Ornar's farm, but the entire valley here. Onar wants us to come down hard on anyone who causes trouble here, so behave yourself.
Who's in charge here?
The farm belongs to Onar, if that's what you mean, but Lee is our leader. He used to be a general in the Royal Army, but he's not all that chummy with the king anymore. Remember his name. If you get into trouble here, he's probably the only one who can take care of it. Anyone else will simply have your hide.
What's up? And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself. And the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll...
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
I want to see some gold.
You bastard. You want to take advantage of my situation, huh? Either I pay you, or I bite the dust. All right, I can pay you 50 gold pieces. That's all I got.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
There's no time like the present.
Good. Then let's see what you got. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around. One less monster around. One less monster around.
Nothing there.
So, this is where they dragged the dead farmers. Disgusting. The filthy things should all be wiped out now. Let's go back.
Nothing there. Wait a minute. What about our agreement?
Hey, you wanted to take advantage of my situation. Now I'm taking a bit of advantage of you. But look at the bright side. You had a learning experience. That's something, isn't it?
I think your hide could do with another tanning. I don't like having my leg pulled.
Don't make me cry.
Wait a minute. I think you're... I don't... Nothing to plunder.
You don't have to tell me that.
That's not what I heard.
I used to say
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Hey!
Never would have thought of that himself.
Teach me how to forge a sword.
It's quite simple. Get yourself a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then put it on the anvil and hammer the blade into shape. Most important, watch out that the blade doesn't get too cold. You only have a few minutes at a time to work on your weapon. The rest you can find out for yourself. It's merely a matter of practice. That was quite obvious.
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
As long as you aren't one of us, I'll be damned if I tell you the secret of the magic ore weapons. Only very few blacksmiths know it at all, and I believe that not even the smiths in town know anything about it. And that's a good thing, too. Otherwise, those boozers of the city guard would all be wielding magic swords next. Nothing against you. You seem to be okay.
What about
What do you need? It can't go on like this forever.
That was obvious all along.
And there's more, believe me.
You didn't get that from me, lad.
Nobody will learn anything.
No idea. You tell me.
Never knew that time.
Hey, you! First tell me how to get the hide off the troll.
Then open your ears. This tip is for free. You grab the beast and cut a slit in each of his legs. Then you pull the thing's skin over its ears. Is that difficult or what?
You just have to listen.
It's been known a long time.
You don't have to tell me that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Been there, done
Hey,
that.
you!
That's really not my problem.
Just have to listen.
That's no secret.
It can't go on like this forever.
I want to learn more about...
You don't have to tell me that.
Quite obvious. So worked up.
Nothing amazes me anymore. Do you really believe that?
There you go. Your aim is more accurate already.
You have to step in and sort things out.
Never knew that.
I couldn't get away with that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
And there's more, believe me.
Nothing amazes me
It was his decision, wasn't
It's a
it?
bad business.
It was his decision.
I've got no time for things
Quite
like that.
obvious.
I've got no time for things
Nothing
like that.
amazes me anymore.
Same old thing, all over again.
You just have to listen.
And that's the truth. I couldn't care less.
That's totally obvious. Nobody ever asks me.
I've got no time for things like that. I couldn't care less.
I know nothing about picking locks.
You don't have to ask me that.
He thinks it's as easy as that. That was no big deal.
You already know what I think. You already know what I think.
He thinks it's as easy as that. That was no big deal.
I won't be treated like that.
I can't read that. I can't read that.
I'm staying out of it.
Anything's possible.
And there's more, believe me.
That's exactly what I said.
Hey! Everything all right?
Ah, an unfamiliar wanderer. I am very busy, so what do you want?
What are you doing here?
Well, the things a woodcutter and hunter usually do.
What interesting things are there to see here?
Interesting is well put. If you go deeper into the woods here, you'll run into some very evil fellows. They're about 10 feet tall, hairy, and in a really bad mood. So don't go there if you're not strong enough for them.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
Sure, but first get me something decent to eat. I'm dying of hunger. I want a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread, and a fat ham.